So today I want to go over all the Amazon reviews. At the bottom of the page, you see each Amazon review by feature and all the ratings. I'm going to go through each and every one of those ratings to see if they should be higher or lower. First up, we have easy to assemble at 4.7. That is quite a high score, so let's see if it's true. And honestly, I gotta say, I think that is true because there's really nothing to assemble. The only thing you really had to do was basically this bracket right here. This bracket was not attached. All I had to do was put in one screw and that was it. Everything else comes as is. You put the hose around, slot it onto there, put this thing to lock it in, and this thing is not going anywhere. The cable came as is. The hoses you didn't need to attach. The hose was already on the machine already. The only thing you really need to attach was the head onto the hose right here. So it basically came like this. You pop it in there and there he is. It's good to go. So it was really almost like a 5-second assembly process. So I gotta rate it like at 4.7 because it really was super convenient. Next up is durability. And I gotta say, after having this for a while, I really banged it up. I dropped it a few times. It's really nothing happened. It's still good as new, but I'll take some scissors and test the durability of each material. So I can go on to this part right here, give it a little scratch. And I don't know if you can see, I did manage to scratch it right here, but this is only on the most perfect lighting to reveal the scratch right here. If I move it just a little bit over, the scratch disappears. So although you can scratch it, it's not noticeable at all. Scratching this part. Again, if I try to get the perfect lighting, I can maybe see it, but so far I can't even see it. So even though yes, you can scratch it, it is not likely to appear. Okay, same with the hose right here. So I did quite a bit of effort. As you can see, it does scratch, but again, you can't really notice it from afar. So that's not a big deal. And lastly, I have the cord right here. There, as you can see, the cord does also scratch. This one is a little bit noticeable, so this one is a bit severe. But all in all, this is not designed to be a premium product, and the materials are not designed to have like stainless steel and all that. So what you're getting, and especially the appearance, you can't even see the scratches. Most of the time, I would say this is at the right rating of like 4.3. Next, we'll go over the easy to clean. So firstly, you gotta pop this one out and just rinse it from the water inside. There you go, good as new. Next, you get the dirty water tank, pour it out, fill it up with a bunch of water, and just shake and rinse. There you go, good as new. If your tank is really dirty, you pour some soap in here and just shake it around so you can slosh it around, get rid of a lot of the odors and the solids. And lastly, the only thing you have left to clean is basically this little thing right here, which isn't gonna be a lot most of the time. You just get a paper towel, go in there, soak up all the liquids, and there you go, it is good as new. And overall, I gotta say that was a pretty easy cleaning process. So I gotta bump the score up to maybe a 4.5 because honestly, a lot of the other cleaners, they have a lot more moving parts that you need to clean. So this was not too bad at all. Next is stairs. And I'll test out the mobility first. And of course, the cord is super crazy long, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. The only thing we need to worry about is the hose. As you can see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets 5 sets of stairs, barely the 5th, but it can get the 5th stairs. So for the amount of stairs, I have to lug it up the stairs 3 times to get it all. And this thing, although it is not light per se, it is not too heavy as well. Just put it up because it is perfect shape for stairs. It's not going to roll down or anything. Lift it up and then you can clean all the way up. So I would say for stairs, this is better than the other kind of vacuum carpet cleaners I've tested. So I got to bump this up to a 4.3. So for the deep clean, I had some grape juice and I used a blow dryer to kind of get all the liquids out. So this is dried on right now. This is going to be quite tough to get out. Same with the carpet here. I dried the little stain right here. So let's see how well the deep clean performs. And that was only one pass. And you see how much of the stain is already gone. And there you go, everything is clean and it's a little bit wet, but it is only maybe like 10% wet. So it got all the stain, it dried the counter up. So this was pretty excellent, I would say. Next, I'll do the same thing with the stain right here. And just like that, I think like 2 passes and it's already gone. Obviously, it is still wet here, so I gotta go over it a few more times before it is bone dry. But for the stain, it's basically gone. So that took around maybe 30 seconds and it's bone dry now. So obviously this was a great success. Deep clean was rated at 4.1. I gotta bump this up to a 4.4. That was pretty excellent in my opinion. Now lastly, for the suction, I poured a bunch of water on the hardwood floor. I'll go 1 pass to see how much liquid it sucks up. As you can see, I just did one pass and it's basically all gone. I don't even really feel any wetness. A little bit of maybe like 2% of wetness right here. But overall, it's basically all gone. So as you saw, it did pretty decently well. I gotta say, after testing out other cleaners as well, this is definitely above average. So I gotta bump that up from like a 4.1 to a 4.3. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. And if you're looking for a carpet cleaner, you're looking for something that's a little bit more portable, I would highly recommend this. Although this does have its quirks, this is still an amazing pickup for the amount of value that you're getting. Okay, so today I want to test out and give you guys a demo on what this is capable of. Because this also doubles as a vacuum, I'm going to go over some hardwood floors and some carpet for some dry spills to see how powerful the suction is and if you can clean dry stuff easily. So as you saw, it got the protein powder really well, but obviously the chips are a bit too big for the suction up in here. So for the bigger messes, you probably want to stick to a regular vacuum, but for a lot of the powders, you can still get it with the suction head right here. But you can always take off the attachment and just go at it like that. So for spot treating some dry spills, this is pretty good. Next, we have some dry stains, protein powder chips on the carpet. I would assume this will go about the same, but we will see. So yeah, basically the same as last time. The chips didn't really get much in there, but the protein powder is basically all gone. I don't feel any in the ridges at all. So this is great for powdery messes. Next, we'll move on to the liquid spills. So here we have some yogurt and some grape juice on the carpet. And as you can see, when I go through one pass, the yogurt is exceptional. It's gone immediately, but the grape juice does take a few more passes. I gotta put some more liquids, gotta put some more stain remover, gotta put some more spot remover. And I go over a few times and eventually it does come out, but it does take a while, mainly because it takes a little bit for the vacuum to really get the carpet to be completely dry. Right now, I'll test out its drying power. I have some water right in here. I'm gonna pour it all over. I'm gonna go over a few passes. Each time, I'm gonna dab it to let you see how dry it really is. Go in the water, going all of it in there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of water. All right, all over there. So as you can see, even just one pass right now seems pretty dry. I'll go over it with a paper towel. So you can see there's still some wet spots, but it is not that wet, surprisingly. So went over a few times more. I'm gonna use this corner, which is completely dry. Yeah, it's still quite a little bit of water, so it does take quite a bit to get it bone dry. Okay, so now I have a dry corner on the tissue. Dab it, and yes, there's no more water. So it did take quite a bit, but eventually it does get dry. So next I want to go over all the features of this vacuum. First of all is the dock here. This thing you gotta install yourself. The screw right in here, I have to put it in by myself, which is not too bad. What it basically does is you spin the thing around and the clip right here clips onto the hose, and this one clips onto the hose like that. You lock it in like that. That thing's not going anywhere. For the hose itself, you basically click on this button right here to kind of detach it. That is how it looks on the inside. That's how it looks on over there. You can't actually detach any of the parts in here, so you just gotta wash it manually, which is pretty easy. Just flush water down in there and it'll just flush right out. So this is a dirty tank. You flip this up. To remove it, you come out in here, and this is where you dump the dirty water. So be careful not to tip it over while you're not over your sink. This is where it gets the dirty water from, and you can't really take this out, so you just gotta put a lot of water in there, shake it around, and then you clean it. It's pretty effective from my experience too. This is the power cord. It has really convenient clips right here for the cord to stay in. Come around to this side. This is the solution and water tank. You basically just pull it up like that. And I don't know if you can see, that is where the solution goes up to, and this is where the water goes up to. So when you're filling, you know exactly how far up to go. Power button and handle honestly very useful, and it's not too heavy too, even with the water in. So I gotta say, this is pretty convenient and portable compared to a lot of the other steamer vacuums I've seen. And how the nozzle basically works is, obviously this is for the scrubbing, but as you can see, there's a tiny ledge right here. This is where you suck up the liquids and vacuums. So if any solids you have is bigger than this is not gonna get through. There's no way to remove this part either. And this is where the water comes out of. It comes out of in kind of a line. I can show you. So this is how the pattern comes out. And next, I'll show you what the cleaning process would be like. So firstly, you gotta pop this one out and just rinse it from the water inside. There you go, good as new. Next you get the dirty water tank. Pour it out, fill it up with a bunch of water, and just shake and rinse. There you go, good as new. If your tank is really dirty, you pour some soap in here and just shake it around so you can slosh it around, get rid of a lot of the odors and the solids. And lastly, the only thing you have left to clean is basically this little thing right here, which isn't gonna be a lot most of the time. You just get a paper towel, just go in there, soak up all the liquids, and there you go, it is good as new. Pop it in and it's ready for the next job. And honestly, this thing overall, with how little you need to clean and how effective it works, if you're looking for something that you can clean your carpets with, I highly recommend this.